Thank you so much for stopping by. Let's see what's in the ether, what you need more information, guidance, and clarity on at this time. All right. Divine, may we have three best cards to describe the energy you need us to talk about. Three best cards. I hope you're doing well, darling. Okay, let's see here. Pent up anger. You have unresolved feelings from your past that make you resentful toward others. Indecision. You are afraid to make a mistake, so you won't commit either way. And settling. Don't stay with someone who isn't right for you just because it's safe. Yes, this is quite complicated for you right now. I think what it is that what's complicating you is this energy of this pent up anger and indecision. What's complicating things for you, and thereby complicating things in the connection that we're here about to talk about. This pent up anger for you. There's something that is either unresolved between the two of you, which it could actually be a combination, something that's unresolved between the two of you, but it's because it was a situation that started with you affording this person a little grace and trying not to overreact to something that they did prior to. You were hoping that they would adjust course and it wouldn't come up again, and you were really, happy with yourself, as you should have been in that moment, because it was quite the accomplishment for you not to like immediately just instantaneously react and go off and put this person front and center for blame for things that had happened to you long before you even knew they existed, right? So you did do that work in that moment. However, what happened is the resolution part of it, like you let it go, you gave it grace, and that was a big thing, big step. Now the second step in the process is to actually talk about it so that the person will understand that that's not an area that they want to, that they can safely tread on. It could be something that is unpleasant for you, and thereby will be unpleasant for them. So that's the next thing. But I understand it takes bravery and courage to step up and, like say this to a person. It's something that they've done as displeased you, or, it made you unhappy, and you don't want to run the risk of, in short, turning them off towards you, or making it seem, or them feeling like it's too much work to be with you, when in our reality what you're asking for is very normal in a relationship, so that you and the person can have the best experience possible. They need to know what areas are safe to go, and they need to know what areas are under construction, and what areas are just it's haunted. Don't go in there. Don't take your ass down there. Don't do that. You don't need to go ghost hunting. Stay out of there. Because if you go in there, hey, listen, no. Some unhealed shit going on. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I don't even go in there. What you mean? Stop. It's my shit. No, I don't even go over there. Okay. Settling. Don't stay with someone who isn't right for you just because it's safe, right? So, having a relationship is a part of a successful lifestyle for pretty much everybody. Majority, in some way, you want to have a relationship what is considered a point of success. I mean, shit, somebody can stand to be around you as much as you be around you. So, however, we don't want to do a Swiss cheese type relationship where there's some cheese, there's a lot of holes too, and it's not as flavorful. Sometimes it's bland. And if we all like Swiss cheese, but think about it, if you don't put Swiss cheese on everything, it does, the flavor profile don't match everything. And so you might want something that's a little bit more like, oh, it's good on several proteins, not just a few. Okay, so in terms of when you're dealing with a relationship, this person needs to check the boxes and then open up some doors that you didn't know existed to make it worth your while. Because checking the boxes after a while gets boring. Like, nothing new is happening. You're not evolving. You're not growing with each other. Then it just becomes where you're just you just existing with each other. Hence the settling energy. All right, but let's get some more details. All right, darling. Deep breath. Open mind, open heart. Be ready to receive what the divine wants and needs you to know. Then we have 10 best cards for more details on this situation. 10 best cards, please. More of what we need to talk about. Details of what we need to talk about. Starting off is Temperance, where I feel like as you're trying to give yourself as much patience as you possibly can. This pent up anger that you have right now is bubbling at the surface. I feel like with this Page of Emotions in reverse and this Ace of Materials in reverse, the divine is asking you to slow down for a minute and consult with it, your inner divinity, and really allow your spiritual nature as well to influence and anchor the things that you need to address with your anger right now. It's not that your anger is a misplaced emotion, and more than likely you're probably trying to be patient with yourself because you can't seem, or some kind of way to extinguish this fire of anger in you. Like you're just, it's even sometimes when you're dealing with this person or spending time with this person, that you immediately flash back to this moment with them, and they're just talking like nothing's wrong, and to you it's like everything is wrong, but you're playing along because in reality the divinity within you knows that the anger that you have must be resolved in yourself first. You have to come to a peaceful pass about what occurred and both forgive yourself for, it's just a process, right? But you need to forgive yourself and also congratulate yourself that you have managed to keep it under control as long as you have, and still try to make things enjoyable for you and this person. Okay. But it's not something that you need to get over. It's something that you need to get through, and you need to get through it with this person to understand whether this person can really help you weather storms, and vice versa within yourself, because that's also the point of being in a good and healthy relationship, is that they help you to manage times when you just really are not good with yourself. You're not satisfied with yourself. You're not enjoying yourself. They help you to recognize things. They help you to, to clean your glasses, if you will, and see things clearer. Like, well, no wonder you can't see. Look at all this muck and dirt and dust. Like, hold on, give me a. They wash them, clean them, polish them, put them back on. You feel like, oh my God, like, right, yes, ma'am. Or you outside and talk about how dark it is. Well, ma'am, it's midnight and you got on triple dark shades. Of course you can't see shit. Right? So that's also the part of being in a relationship, a healthy one, that is about the growth and the expansion. Let you know that things are good. They help you manage yourself when you can't necessarily recognize that you need to be managed. Now, this King of Voice, this Muse of Voices, which is the King of Swords, is in reverse. And hold on. Let me not speak out of turn. Divine, can I have some more information regarding the energy source in this King of, okay. Air energy. Condition of the mind right now. So the Five of Emotions, well, sorry, incorrect. Mainly, majority, air energy. Cup starting out, but in reverse. So the reason you're making this sacrifice, what it feels like for yourself, which it is, that you're not just giving in to yourself and reacting. You are making the sacrifice of that pleasure and of releasing that pent up frustration. The release of that. Now, the Five of Emotions being in reverse is where you've chosen to understand that this is the anger that you feel is from residual energy and attitude and mind states of being from previous situations where what occurred between you and this person happened, and it's just something that it may be something that to other people seems pretty normal, but for you and your upbringing, how it comes for you, and how the context in which you feel that particular energy, statement, situation, action is very different. Okay, but that needs to be explained, because what you're upset about would probably seem to be pretty normal, nothing to get out of whack about, right? But for you, it is, and it needs to be respected and understood, because it helps you to be at your best when this area is not treaded upon. Now, the seven of emotions in reverse as well. Oh, Lord. Incorrect. 50-50 out here. Seven of emotions in reverse. You all are also not confused about your emotions in terms of where they need to be properly placed. So you know you're not needing to blame this person for anything, but at the same time, you need to make sure that they don't do it again. And Ten of Voices is where you need this mental anguish and display this an attitude to come to an end, in terms of, because you don't want, it's quite frankly, it's just making you ill. It's bringing about a sick feeling, like you're so, the anger is not also, it's really at this point probably boiling more towards you because you're so mad with yourself that you just can't get over it, let it go. But it's because that the divine is maturing you to step in and say you have to speak it out and call a thing, and be vulnerable and try to be vulnerable with this person about something that is quite important, because it's a general thing. It's not a super personal thing to you. It's just a rules of engagement and how to communicate well with each other so that it's always productive. Even when it's tough, it's still at the end of the day productive. The Nine of Emotions is here. This is a wish fulfillment for you in terms of you managing yourself, like you really are very proud of yourself, that you're not letting your emotions get out of hand and ruin your progress. The Nine of Voices is here, though, where you have anxiety about something triggering you and you overreact with this person because, again, what we've been discussing the entire time. Three of Voices is in reverse, clarifying this page of emotions. No, I mean, this is not going to be a season for heartbreak for you, but it is going to be a season of where you allow your heartbreak to heal you. You're not going to make the same mistakes. Sun card in reverse. You're holding back, or you feel like you don't deserve. There's a part of you that feels like, hold on. Divine, can we have a little more information about the energy source in this Sun card, please? Yeah. All right. See, you're doing real good. This is an opportunity for you to really see that the work that you've done when you've had this temperance energy, because look where you started. You started in temperance. Okay, this is a huge accomplishment to start in a place of where you're like, I need to make this a fair and just situation for all parties involved, including myself. I'm not just looking to release my anger and tell you off and that you did me wrong and F you. That would be good for me, but that's not going to be good for you. That's not going to find us a happy medium, which is what the temperance is about, the median. How do we get to a baseline of where we both understand each other, respect each other, and have grace for each other? And then we can build from there. And sort of. Just kidding. Tower card, Three of Emotions. Sun card in reverse, clarifying this energy or giving us more information about what's sourcing it. This Tower card here is where you've had this explosion, this breakdown of all these old walls and barriers. You're in this new space. This is a good depiction of it. Where you're still getting the electricity and the energy from these broken parts, but you're standing on new and fertile ground and new electricity is coming through. So everything is feeding and integrating, where you're burning away all the things that are just like, that's just old, it's just memories and stuff. And again, in that haunted, I don't know why I'm thinking about Dan. But anyway, where he went down that haunt, they dared each other and he went to like going down that tunnel and found Granny. Listen, man, don't be, stay out of there. Even I don't go in there, right? But you're not afraid of it. You just know that's just not, you know what I'm saying? That's some old, we don't go down there. That's some ghosts. And everybody got them. But that's why we keep them in a quarantined area. Don't go in there. No. Look, the divine got a force field around that. Don't do that. The Three of Emotions, where you've built this wonderful community around you, loving yourself to the point of overflowing. You're at the center. This is the cup of your spiritual space of where you've been doing your work and your knowledge and writing it out and breathing it out and crying it out and cussing it out. But it's been you and the divine doing the work, one foot in front of the other, one tear at a time. You know what I'm saying? And then there's other spaces where you've magnetized and drawn into yourself and now you're attracted to people that are on your type of path and on your type of time. And so when you get into these places, there have been a lot of buffers here to protect this new person so that you won't complicate things any further. than they already are. You've got a great support group around you, okay? Now, this Nine of Inspiration in reverse to this Two of Voices in the upright. So you're not looking back, because the Wounded Warrior can be about looking back over the last few journeys, the 6 and the 7 and the 8 of Wands. So the 6 of Wands, of course, is about a first major victory. Then you get to the 7 of Wands is defending what you have, because of course people are going to come for you because you quote unquote sort of came for them, but they were in a weakened position, one watching their back, and well, there it was. Obviously you ain't care, so I just went on in and took that too. Now they're coming forward to try to get it back, which is you called your power back to yourself. They left themselves open. You realized they was on BS. You called your power back. Victory. Now the 7 of Wands, they trying to come and take it back. 8 of Wands is where you talk quick, fast, and in a hurry. Get off my back. Get away from me. That's not going to happen. Right? So then in this storyline. So then the 9 of Inspirations in reverse is where you're not looking back. You're not tired. You're not wounded. You over it. Again, addressing that past energy of you clarifying, you know what the issue is. Then we have the Two of Voices where it will be a head over heart's decision. And head over heart meaning that the head will lead and guide the emotional turns and twists. And sometimes stalemates. Like your logic will guide your emotions. You're learning how to trust yourself more. Okay? All right, so let's see. Steps towards resolution for you. Divine, may we have 5 cards for steps towards resolution, please? There's a silent truth here that you need to voice. You need to call a thing. You need to say it out loud. This doesn't mean that you need to say it out loud in the witness of any other human being, but in the front terms of when you're in your divine space, and when you're in prayer, when you're in meditation, when you're in a space of peace and quiet, you're going to have to say that thing that's really causing that the root of this. You're going to have to call it a thing and say, I no longer fear you or fear it. And I decree and declare this day that this will no longer have power over me in my presence. Okay? But do that in private. It's going to be painful. It's going to come out in a way that you were not expecting. Release it. Don't try to suppress it. That's why it's supposed to be in a very private time with you and your divine energy are together and in commune. Okay? Ace of Cups, clarifying this Page of Emotions, and the Three of Swords in reverse. Yes, your cup, we spoke about that. That was spoken about. Your cup is now overflowing in the place of where you have this temperance, where you're starting there. It's already, you're good. You're good there. Okay? It's just addressing the thing within. The Hermit card is in reverse. There's no need for you to run and hide from anything or this person or anything going on. If you feel like hold on. Divine, may we have more information on the energies, the source of this energy behind this Hermit in reverse, please. 6 of Emotions in reverse. You're not going to resurrect anything. Okay, and then the 7 of Materials in reverse. Yeah. There's no need for you. You're not going to reconcile any past emotions to you. You're not going to go back into some place where you don't want to be. There's nothing that is going to haunt you from your past, because again, you're aware. Okay? The emotions are overwhelming, which is probably giving you this trigger to be scared or fearful. Hence that energy of you're going to have to say, I no longer fear you. I decree and declare. Right? Because of the fact that you're not going to put any more work into this and trying to battle it, because there's nothing to battle. It doesn't exist any longer. It happened, but it's not in existence. We're on a different type of time. And the 6 of Emotions in reverse is like you're not reconciling that energy. You're not calling those emotions back to you. What's done is done. Be at peace and send it away in peace. The 2 of Inspiration here, clarifying the 9 of Wands in reverse with this King of Swords in reverse. So partnership. Okay, you're really focused on making sure that you're bringing your best to the table with clarity in yourself, so that you can really see this person clearly and make sure that this is a good match for yourself, right? Everything is moving along normally. There's nothing to be alarmed about with the situation. It was just you being tripped up a little bit. And so that may have caused you to take your eye off the relationship as a whole because you've been managing yourself, trying to keep yourself together in order to still be able to be in a pleasing place in exchange of energy with this person. But now it's as we're identifying what needs to go on. Time to get back on evaluation and assessment of the person in the situation and what they have going on. You can see them now that you got yourself out the way. You can begin to see them clearly again and make sure that you guys are on the same time. And the Queen of Emotions in reverse, clarifying the Nine of Emotions to the Two of Voices. The Queen of Emotions, I feel in reverse, is like when you have the conversation for this person, don't be apologetic about it. Like, I'm so sorry that this is the. No. Because you don't need to apologize for yourself in this situation. You just need to be clear about what is not to go on when dealing with you. Okay? And not in the terms of the demands, but in terms of everything to go in a manner which is productive. Again, back to that word productive. And we want to continue to progress. We don't want to just step on each other's toes because we can. So now that this person is aware, when you make it clear to them they're aware and they understand, you'll also know this Two of Inspiration energy, though, to keep an eye on that. If they tread there again, you know that they suspect. Now you know it's not you. You know it's really them. And then they don't respect what you got going on, and they just don't respect it. They just don't respect the situation at hand, the opportunity that they have to be in relationship with you or be in relationship at all. And with this Queen of Cups in reverse, it's like just keep the things that need to remain private to you. If they ask questions that you're not ready to answer, just politely decline to answer them right now. Like, I'm not really ready to answer all of that, but I just wanted to let you know that this is XYZ, and I don't want, this type of energy to be between us and etc. But if it's too soon for you to reveal all the stuff surrounding why, don't. And that's also a thing of, you'll see how they handle emotional conflict, or how emotionally intelligent they are, by just respecting the fact, like, okay, I understand, if you ever want to talk about it though, I'm here, I'm ready to listen, right? Or they're going to be like, well, what kind of thing is that? Like, you can't tell me what's going on. Like, why should I do anything if you can, that flag going from orange to red is going from, the ombre is like, that it leaks over, like, finish him. Like, you might need to finish them. Like, oh, that's what you, okay, no. You're not sensitive enough for me. You're not empathetic enough for me. You're not, you're just not. Okay? All right. So that you can gain your discernment back about this person, because your energy will be clarified and you'll be dealing with that. And it'll be out of the way. And now you'll be able to focus on them. Hopefully they come up gold. But if they don't, if they come up a little bit, then you'll know. You know what I'm saying? You can see clearly and proceed properly. All right. That is the session. Thank you so very much for your time and your attention. And do remember that back then is not now. Always be in harmony with your surroundings. Stay sucker free. I do hope to see you again.